political rhetorics and this violence and putting violence in front of us as the people of this country. I think that at some point, what we are seeing today has actually sort of crossed that line.
Yeah.
Because it gives vibes of 2207, where actually, because I'm imagining what this gentleman said on Mount Kenya, and I can imagine a Kalenjin saying it in Molo, or in Eldoret.
Yeah.
I think the guy, even though he might not, I don't know whether he means it. Does he actually mean it? Ama is threatening people? And does he understand that he's a leader and actually the things that he might be saying in jest can actually just land as what people really want to do?
Jagero, I've told you that what is happening today in Kenya is that most politicians have failed to run on an agenda. They have failed to run on an idea, and idealism is actually one of the hardest things today. And that is why it is so hard to compete President Ruto in regard to measurable deliverables. Because in reality, when you look at the things that he is doing, you will find someone in Mount Kenya who Shah has worked for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find someone in Mount Kenya that has received the subsidized fertilizer. You'll find someone in that same Mount Kenya who is actually paying for the affordable housing. So it has become a very difficult thing to actually do, running on a campaign against him in regard to the clarity of an agenda. And that's why people are now coming down to narrative selling. That's why I told you in Olkala, one of the things that was being done is to threaten people that if you don't vote this way, then you are against the community. So we are now threatening people and victimizing them instead of persuading them to join us in the path that we want to do. And that is why these things are being learned from, of course, their leader, who has done this over and over again. Because Rigathi Gachagua has not started doing this yesterday. He has continued to move campaigns in terms of ethnic incitement of the people. And people like Kaguchia are simply following suit from him. But now, for me, the person and the burden of responsibility, we need to look Ncic straight into the eyes and tell them that they have a responsibility equal to IEBC as we move towards the 2027 election. Because Bishop Kefa Omai, Bishop Kefa Omai, who is the current chair of the Ncic, is someone whose capacity I want to believe, I trust, because he has been able to, he's a man of the clergy, he's a man of the cloth, he's been a bishop for a long time, and he's now the chair of the Ncic. He must be able to understand that this country, the responsibility that is on the chair of the IEBC is equal to the responsibility that is with him. Because we can't continue just having this as political rhetoric that just goes away. Because politicians have the bad manners, Jagero, of when the statement is said by a person who is on our side, then it has been misunderstood.
Yeah.
And that's why you look, and today they would want to tell you that you have misunderstood Kaguchia. You look at it, and instead of Rigathi Gachagua going out to say that was wrong, he's saying, no, that is selective whatever. There is something he said about that. And this political intolerance is getting down to the people. When Honorable Sifuna was in Bungoma the other day and did a massive rally, someone fired hotel workers because they appeared to be chanting. I don't know if you saw that, Joachim. That because hotel workers have come out and they appeared to be chanting to the convoy of Sifuna that was passing, someone thinks you should fire someone because of that. That is political intolerance in my view. Just because you do not like Sifuna or just because you think he's not your candidate or anything like that, doesn't make you think that when people work for you, they must not jump up when he is passing. The same political intolerance is the reason why the other day after the rallies, Didmas Baraza was having a meeting in Kimilili and with his own people. And people are able to storm that meeting and start beating people off and saying, you know what? In this area we cannot be able to be having this kind. That is political intolerance. We must be able to be a country that persuades each other by the